Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 6 of City Skylines with Natural Disasters. In the last video, we managed to sort out most of the immediate traffic problems that we were having, although not quite all of them. Now we are having some issues with power. We had our first natural disaster. We had a meteor strike down here. We'll go and check that in a moment and make sure all of the fires are out. The most important thing right now, though, is we are having some issues with power, so we need to get another power plant or several. So let's go ahead and get one up on this side of the city. Yes, it does cause a little bit of pollution and it will upset and annoy people, but we have power issues and those issues need resolving. So you should be on the grid now. The power issues should go away. I could have just increased the power budget, but sometimes it's nice just to make sure you have the infrastructure that can handle it. So yeah, we had a meteor impact. The fires have all burnt themselves out, which is great. Getting quite a bit of smog over here on the industrial area, but we are trying to sort of keep our population separate. We could go and build somewhere else if we wanted to. We could go and build on the other side of the river over here. Where are the natural resources? There used to be an option for seeing those, and I can't remember where they are. Education, wind, pollution, outside connections, natural resources. So there's a bit of fertile land, more than anything else. We don't appear to have any oil. We've got some ore up here in the hills. There's some oil down here. In fact, right where the meteor landed, we've actually got an oil patch. So we could go and get some oil industry built down there, which might not be a terrible idea, to be honest. We would need another highway connection. But yeah, if we can go and build an oil industry down here, that'd be really, really good. Certainly make some money doing that. Let us give that some consideration. We've probably got the money to start work on that straight away, so it'll make our city bigger. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll pause up, because we've got to get one of these road connections in first, and they are always a nightmare. So we're going to delete... I've just accidentally trashed a tree there. We're going to delete a road section here, hopefully get enough space to get a connection in. So we want a highway junction, which is one of these things. And it's right mouse button to rotate. It's a little bit tricky. They never quite fit in. And there's always a little bit too much overlap as well, which is the problem with them. Won't let me connect that in where I want to. So maybe I'm just going to have to build it manually. Yeah, we'll just have to do it manually. I hate manually building highway connections, but that is what we're going to be forced to do. That is what we will do. So let's just make sure we're on straight roads. Connect that up. And connect that up. So, let's go ahead first of all and assume that we want to have a relatively main road that leads down into the oil patch, which we can no longer see. So this is literally the middle of the oil patch here. So we want our road from here, and we will literally run it down to the end here. We might do something else with it later on, but that's going to be our road for starters. So let's go and deal with our slip roads then. So we want people who are coming this way to be able to, and we'll go back into curved roads. People who are coming off the motorway in this direction can get off the motorway here and can join this road. And then people who are coming this direction also need to be able to do the same. So what we need here is a slip road that's going to be raised. At least this is the plan. So we want a slip road that's going to be raised. And you're going to come all the way over the existing slip road. And then you are going to, if we can get the angle right, which we might struggle with now. Oh, we just almost there. Okay, so that's a bit of a helter-skelter route, but at least you'll be able to get down now and get off the highway, regardless of which direction you are travelling from. Then What we need is traffic that wants to get back on the motorway. You need to be able to come from this direction, and doesn't like that because of where that junction is. So let's go from here. You want to connect space already occupied. It doesn't like that end of the junction, which I can't say I blame it. So let's take you from this direction. Again, very, very difficult to get these angles correct. But fine, if you're going to play up, we'll just do it that way. And we also want people then to be able to get on the opposite side of the road. So we'll take another junction off here. We'll build it up. Should have gone off that side, really, shouldn't I? So let's go and build the road around in this direction. Very ugly. But I don't go for pretty. You guys should know this by now. And slope is too steep. Of course it is, because I built this previous section too high, that's why. Let's go and knock that down. Let's get our road connection again. There we go. And we go down to here. Come on, that can't be too steep, surely. There we go. This is like the worst motorway junction ever. But it'll work. It'll do what it's supposed to do. Now, I don't suppose we can get rid of that end without destroying that connection. Oh, no, we can. Good. Okay, that's fine. So, what we want to do now, then... can we do our specialised industry at the moment? Well, yeah, it's done by district, isn't it? So, what we want to do is get a couple more roads. They can just be 2-lane roads, I suppose. Let's just run a road off in this direction. And that's not what I wanted to do, because I want to be on straight roads. So run a road off in that direction. Run a little road off in that direction. Got a bit of a rock in the way there. Let's just see if we can do this. Be a bit of overlap, that's fine. These can all sort of connect up together at the end. Do we want them to connect up to this main road? Probably. But we'll... that didn't go where I wanted it to go either. That was not where you were supposed to go, you bad road. Let's connect them up there. And then we can just put in a load of... Right. Thinking now. Let's go ahead and industrial zone it all. So we will give them their own power up here. And what are the chances of getting another meteor strike in the same area, right? So they're going to need their own power. Which we can't afford to do just yet. So that's a problem. But we can zone it now. I've got to try and remember how to do that. This is districts. So we could... Industrial specialization districts, oil. Now we need to make it into a district first. We need to zone it. So paint district. So this whole district here. This is all going to be the oil zone. It's called Laurel Park, which is really not an appropriate name. So there we go. That's now an oil zone. I'd like to rename that if possible. Let's just call it the oil zone. We're not going to forget what it's called. So, okay, we need to get some money now, because we need to be able to provide it with its source of power and water. Because things will start popping up already. And we do have quite a need for industry at the moment. So, let's speed some things up. And we will give it its own power as soon as we possibly can. So, how much will it cost us for a coal power plant? I mean, I'd prefer to have oil power plants because we're going to be producing oil. So it makes the most sense. Now, they're also going to need water. The water we can provide them with. So let's go ahead and get a water pumping station. There's a lot of polluted water downstream, though. So I think what we do is we'll get another water pumping station up here so we can handle the capacity. But we'll just connect them up with the existing infrastructure on the main city. So the water won't be a problem to resolve. So we'll get the water done first. Might have to see if we can afford a loan, or if we can take a loan. Sewage treatment is about to get very low as well. So let's have a look here. I did take out the small loan. Yeah, we've still got this big loan here, which we're still paying off. We've got to pay off 15,000 before we can retake that loan. That won't actually take all that long to do. And of course that water pump is now not connected. So let's just go ahead and make sure you are connected to the water main. So our water availability is quite high. We do need another sewage pump though. So let's go ahead and make sure you are all connected. There we go. So that'll help with the sewage treatment. We probably need to get a sewage plant as soon as possible. Yeah, power here is going to be the issue. I want them to have their own power plant. Now, if we go into loans here, then what we can do is we can just pay this loan off and then just take it back out again and get the full amount. So let's just quickly go and select a oil power plant, and we'll put it in right here next to the industry, and that should be self-sufficient then. So this should now solve all of the power problems there. Yeah, they've all gone away. Good. So now we're going to have a dedicated, specialised oil industry. And that'll start to improve things. We'll have to get some more infrastructure down there as time goes on. Again, we've still got quite a lot of gridlock here. I'm thinking that maybe this bit of road is not helping. No, we've actually hit big city. So now we can get the crematoriums and the water treatment plants. I don't think we're in a massive need for the crematorium, but the water treatment plant will certainly be useful. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move this firehouse and put it down here, and then I'm going to get rid of this section of road. So there's one less junction here, that's my main concern. We still seem to be having some issues with collecting the garbage up here. You are 8% full, all of your trucks are at capacity. Incineration plant, all of your trucks are in use. We're probably just going to have to go into... No, not that button. Stay well away from that button. Let's go into our budget. Garbage collection. Let's just go and ramp this up to 130%. Start getting stuff done. Newly unlocked building. Yes, I'd love to get the helicopter thing. We can also get the large emergency shelter now as well, that can deal with a population of 10,000. How big is this? This thing is enormous. But it's certainly worth having one. If you should get one of these in somewhere. Right opposite the emergency place seems like an ideal spot to have it, really. So let's go ahead and just pop that in right there. It doesn't have an emergency evacuation route yet, but we can sort that out. Draw an evac route. It looks like it could already use this existing yellow route, but let's go ahead and... let's go this way around the roundabout, possibly. Add a stop there. Go into this sort of neighbourhood district. Sort of all the way around. Get back out of there. I know we're covering some of the same areas. The idea is we want to try and get everybody covered. And back to the shelter. There we go. So we could even potentially afford to get rid of some of the small shelters. Actually, these do 10,000, so we're still a little bit below capacity. So that just spent a good portion of our money. I would like to get one of those. Well, we could do with one of those, certainly, couldn't we? A deep space radar. We don't have one yet. Shame it doesn't fit in the middle of that, but it's got to be placed roadside. We do have some space down near the industry. We're not doing an awful lot down here. So, deep space radar, and then how much does the tall radio mast cost? 25k. But I mean, we've got most of the city covered. We don't have one down here for the oil zone, unfortunately. I think we can afford just to get one of the cheap ones in here somewhere. That'll get all of that covered anyway. At least it should do. Did that not work? Yeah, it's got most of it covered. Not as well as it could. And we are starting to get the industry down here. So we should be able to increase taxes for industry. I mean, industry makes a lot of pollution, so, you know, they should be taxed more than everybody else. People complaining about the oil pumps. Yeah, but you'd complain even more if the city had to tax the population. Got some fires going on down here. Now then, sewage treatment plants. That is now something that we can do. So, we've got the ability to get these now. So, water treatment plants. Don't want to pump raw sewage into bodies of water. You can build a water treatment plant to reduce the environmental impact of the city. Purifies 80% of the pollution in sewage. And then we've got tank reservoir. But yeah, the treatment plant is certainly something that we'd like to get. Does this need to be placed roadside? Doesn't appear it does. It just needs to be placed somewhere and connected to the existing water network. Shoreline recommended. Let's go ahead and put you there, but you've still not connected yourself for some reason. There we go. So that's now connected up. So the water treatment plant purifies most of the sewage before it is pumped out. So that should start reducing some of the impact that we have. And get rid of some of this black water. Water outlet on land. Water outlets can be placed anywhere, but keep in mind that the water they pump will overflow downhill. Oh, are you not actually as close to the shore as you need to be? I see. I've made an error there. So what I should have done... Let's go ahead and just quickly pause this while I move it. This needs moving. It should be placed on the shoreline like a sewage pump is. It says out of city limits though, because it's quite a large thing. So let's go ahead and place it there. There we go. And then we'll connect you up to the pipe system. I'm having terrible problems controlling the game today. There we go. So you're connected up. So we can probably then get rid of some of the raw sewage pipes. Let's see what the capacity is. Let's make sure we can handle it. So these deal with 120,000 cubic meters. This deals with 160,000 cubic meters. So it's certainly not enough to replace 3 of these. So 3 of these would be 360,000. 2 of these would be 320,000. So we could probably, if we could afford a second one of those, which I think we can go ahead and get rid of these. And let's go ahead and get ourselves another plant. Again, you see, they're just outside of the city limits. But I really want it there. Do you know what I'm going to do? Is I am going to... which section is it in now? Can't see it. It's the top one, isn't it? Going to go ahead and purchase this. I mean, it's really, really cheap. So we'll just purchase the extra bit of land over there. So now... shouldn't have any problems letting me put that in. Because we own the land. Assuming I can still afford to build one, which I can. So let's go ahead and put one over there. I think that... did that actually connect to it? I think it is. So that should now solve a lot of the pollution problems. Not all of them, but a lot of that should now go away. See, people generally like the city. They're not disappointed by it. Let's go back up to top speed. How are we doing with the sewage treatment? It's pretty good. This brown water will slowly start to disappear now. So there's still quite a few specialist buildings that we can get. We certainly should. Oh wow, what are you? You guys are all complaining about the taxes. Taxes are too high. Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. I did hike them up massively. Put them back down to 12 then. Fine. We don't want all the industry moving out, so... No water to the deep space radar. I didn't even realise it needed water, to be honest. Let's just follow the road out here in case we decide to build something on that road. Maybe it needs it for cooling or something, I don't know. So the problems with taxis should go away now. We're still seeing a few buildings that are derelict. Still definitely seeing some problems with traffic on these roundabouts. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to solve that. What we probably need to do at some point is get some public transport in. That could certainly help out with some of the issues. There is a little bit more of a demand for commerce. So we can get some more commerce going in here as well. But all activates all shelters into evacuation mode. Yeah, we don't need to do that right now. I think at the moment things are pretty good. How's the oil zone doing? Not too bad. I mean, we could put individual policies in for this. We could tax these guys slightly more. Tax raise for low density residential. Where are we? Residential, commercial offices. Residential, commercial offices. So not at all what we want. Industrial space planning. Just trying to think if there's anything we could do to get some more money out of them. Not that I can see particularly. Well, we'll leave it going. We'll definitely be making some money out of this area anyway. Still getting a lot of abandoned buildings, although we are still gaining in population. It won't be too long before we hit the next milestone looking at this. We are very, very close. No, we're not. It's got to be more than that. No, we are close. It's only 17,000. Then we'll be able to get the solar power plant and the better loans. New building is available. It's the crematorium. We will need to get one sooner rather than later.
Warning. Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area soon.
Right, so we have a crematorium, but we also have an earthquake coming in. Well, we're not going to deal with that on this video. We'll be doing that on the next one. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying City Skylines. I'll see you next time. And until then, goodbye for now.